With almost 900 hulls launched, the Lagoon 450 is without a doubt one of the most successful production catamarans ever built. Today, I'm going to take you all on board Livin Wright, a 2018 Lagoon 450F, and a boat that I find very, very special. My name's Wiley Sharp with Catamaran Central. Welcome aboard. Inevitably, while you're browsing Yacht World looking for your next catamaran, you've come across the term well-specced. I think that term gets thrown around way too often. I'm guilty of it myself. But what exactly does well-specced mean? That essentially means to me that when the owner buys a boat, they go through the option list and they tick every box. That includes things like electric winches, upgraded sails, bowsprit, generator, air conditioning, water maker, everything you need to go sailing on that boat. Well, Livin Wright is an exceptionally well-equipped and well-specced boat, down to the dishwasher in the galley. On a day like today where we had a really light breeze, it was awesome getting the asymmetrical spinnaker up and just ghosting through Charleston Harbor. It's a powerful double spreader rig and a square top mainsail. Before we really dive into this tour though, I'm going to bring up the elephant in the room when it comes to Lagoon 450s, the forward bulkheads. This boat has had its bulkheads inspected. There's no fracture or deflection or anything like that. Lagoon has authorized 50 hours of work and the reinforcement kit, which will be installed on this particular boat. We're going to begin today's tour here up on the foredeck, and I want to point out a couple of key components up here. First thing is this boat is equipped with a factory installed bowsprit, which is the perfect place to fly your asymmetrical spinnaker like we did this morning. There's also plenty of storage in both of these forepeaks as well too. Now it's a split trampoline with a very clean anchor chain run all the way forward and an oversized rock nut anchor on a custom anchor roller arrangement. Now Lagoon essentially created the forward cockpit in a sailing catamaran when they launched the Lagoon 440 back in 2004. And they obviously took that design and carried it forward into the Lagoon 450, which not only creates a great place to sit while you're out sailing, but also additional storage up here in the foredeck. On the predecessor, the Lagoon 440, the generator was in the cockpit, which could be a bit noisy at times, whereas here on the Lagoon 450, they moved the Onan generator up here to the foredeck, which makes it whisper quiet while either underway or at anchor. In fact, it's running right now and you can't even hear it on this mic. From the foredeck, we're going to go to the Flybridge, which is without a doubt one of the things that makes me love the Lagoon 450 so much. And as we make our way back, you'll see there's factory installed grab rails giving you very good sense of security while moving fore and aft, as well as these Solera walk-on solar panels, which helps allow you to stay off the grid while you're at anchor. The Flybridge on the Lagoon 450F in general is one of the reasons why I love this boat. I think that Lagoon nailed it with this design. And what makes this particular Lagoon 450 Flybridge so special is how well specced it is. So every one of these winches is a powered winch. We've also got an upgraded B&G electronics package, which has radar and AIS. It'll even interface with your Predict Wind or any other weather subscription service you could sign up for. The helm position on the Lagoon 450 Fly also is an excellent place to drive the boat. You've got good visibility fore, as well as good visibility aft, and even on your port corner, which is somewhat limited, you've got this opening vent so you can easily see your port stern. A couple of my favorite options here at the actual helm are the electronic throttles, which allow you to operate the boat from down at the nav station, as well as the oversized bimini top, which was a factory installed option. The main reason you well-spec a boat is for ease of operation. We've already talked about the electronic winches and the electronic throttles, but also having a anchor remote up here on the helm allows the helmsman to not only drop, but also retrieve the anchor, giving you the ability to operate this vessel single-handed. I helped the owner bring the boat around Cape Hatteras in November, end of October, November, so it's quite cold out, and being able to enclose this entire space not only kept us warm, but it was a very secure feeling while underway. So we've got great seating up here behind the helm, and there's also a great daybed forward of the helm worth pointing out too. Before we make our way into the cockpit, let's go ahead and check out the transom of the boat. When you approach Livin Wright, you'll see that she's got an upgraded swim ladder and a hot cold shower. Now, one of my favorite things that I've not seen on a Lagoon 450 before is the mini green egg, and as an avid barbecue chef, I absolutely love it. Now, moving center line on the boat, you'll see we've got the davits with a high field tender, which is an aluminum, very light tender with a Euro style helm. And naturally, the winch for the tender system is an electric winch on this boat. Now, Livin Wright is equipped with the upgraded Yanmar 4JH series engines paired to a set of SD60 sail drives. This area also is a great walkway and a natural transition from the transom of the boat into the cockpit, which, like so many other areas on the Lagoon 450, was a drastic improvement from its predecessor, the Lagoon 440. Now, this cockpit is the perfect place to escape bad weather, kind of like we're dealing with here today in Charleston. It's got a full enclosure all around, but when the weather is nice, it is quite an open, airy space. And we've already talked a little bit about the vent here that not only gives you visibility while you're backing into a slip, but also creates great airflow into the cockpit. A couple of things that are worth taking a moment to talk about are the seating arrangement here. Spent a lot of time on Lagoon 450s, and I've comfortably had 8 people, 10 people at this table. Now, my favorite place though here in the cockpit is this daybed over on the starboard side, which is where I tend to find myself when I'm either off watch or at anchor. There is also a ton of storage in that space. Forward of the daybed, we have this great dry bar with an ice maker here on the inboard side, as well as a cockpit refrigerator, which was installed in 2021. And another nice detail I'd like to point out is this overhead storage here, which houses the extra table for the interior dining space to convert it from a coffee table to a full-size table, as well as your emergency tiller. A big part of sailing is dealing with the weather conditions. And as you can see today, we've got to take a run here on the inside because we've got a lot of bad weather on the horizon, including this squall line you can see there. Now, this port forward facing nav station is the perfect place to come and operate and run the boat from when dealing with inclement weather. So as mentioned, we've already got the B&G chart plotter here with integrated radar, with a VHF radio, your Fusion stereo control, as well as an Iridium Go, and electronic throttles for your Yanmar so you can drive the boat from down here. Adjacent to the nav station, we've got the starboard forward L-shaped settee with storage down below, as well as a coffee table. Starboard aft, we have the main electrical distribution panel through here, and a factory installed freezer. Adjacent to that, we have a U-shaped galley. Now, I've got to laugh, you know, when the owners of this boat bought the boat, I told them they would never use the dishwasher and that it would be a complete waste of space. Well, it turns out they find it to be the perfect dishwasher for a couple. We've got a refrigerator underneath, as well as we have an induction cooktop that was added aftermarket. And the way that they installed this induction cooktop is quite unique because the propane cooker is still intact below. A micro detail I like about the galley are these aftermarket spice racks that the owner added to the boat versus the bottle storage that was there from the factory. Making our way from the galley, let's go check out the 2 ensuite guest staterooms to port. The port aft cabin I would consider the VIP stateroom. The biggest differentiator between the forward and aft cabin is the aft cabin's got a slightly better layout with its semi-walk-around queen-size berth. When it comes to the heads though, they're identical mirror images of each other. A 3-cabin owner's layout is exactly what most cruising couples are looking for, and when you come into this space, you can see why. As we make our way forward here in the owner's stateroom, you'll see we've got tons of storage here on the outboard side. Continuing forward, we get to the master head, which has a spa-like feel to it. Thank you guys so much for coming and spending a little bit of time on board Livin Wright with me. I'm going to have the full spec sheet in the description down below. If you have any questions on the boat, definitely reach out to Laura and I, and we'd love to schedule you to get on board.